So this is we're basically at the end of the day today. So I've been with Paul. We've gone through a couple of the HMOs that we've developing right now, but also that's already up and running. And I want to hand over to Paul to actually share with you guys what is it that he's found useful from not reading a page, not actually watching like being on a course with 40 people on bums and seat, but actually physically being out there, seeing projects in development, but also seeing HMOs that's already been done. So I'll hand over to Paul to maybe share with with us 3 things that you've learned today that you would actually go out and actually implement in your business itself.
Right. Well, it's been a great day for lots of reasons. I've seen refurbishment projects, whether it's HMOs or just refurbing a flat. But what I've seen today is the problems that come up in a really bad situation, things that you might not buy for. So like seeing the Rox Abbott, seeing that one there, and seeing, which I've had recently with roofs and leakages, and seeing actually, and when looking at it and us going through it, that actually it's not that bad a problem and it can be sorted out. So seeing a bad house, which is, you're doing HMO, so you've got all the regulation in there, which makes it more difficult to renovate.
Yes.
That was really good. And then going to an HMO which is already done, one that you've had before, but has the ongoing maintenance issues, which I get. But how you might think about it, and like myself taking the management over things I need to think about, which go kind of beyond what maybe having experienced what a normal managing agent will do for you, because you're just put that little bit more care of attention because it's your property, and how you want to minimize and I know just from letting normal that it can be an issue. So that was really good. As I say, seeing the renovation, seeing the guys on site, how you deal with the contractors, even if you've got experience, because I've got a lot of experience of doing that, and then how your system, so the system part of it, thinking about it more intelligently, and using the note system, how you do it, and even though things you might do in other areas of your business, or the people that are watching this in their jobs, transferring that into property, which is what I'm trying to do now. So that was really good. And then talking about, because we talked about title splits, and we talked about planning permission and licensing and stuff like that, and the regulation changes and some of the things with that, where how you might have thought about it, even when we're buying from auction and that side of things. So all the questions I've asked, really important. But as I thought, I need see you and go round that, because as we talk, there will be lots of things.
There's a lot of tacit knowledge that comes out.
Yeah, there is, and as we get to know each other, when we're talking more broadly about those things, so I can get on the next stage.
And I think that's a good point, because I think coaching in property sometimes is like, when you can go to a course, you get 40 people in a course being told all manner of information, and then you've got to expect these people to go and take action, but then there's no support there. And I think having people come out and actually experience it. I mean, again, you're not new to property. You've been in properties for a good 10 years, and you still hopefully benefit from just being out and seeing, talking. I talked about the fuse box. How do you actually get into the immersion of knowing the basics of electrics a little bit, to understand what you need to buy, so you don't get conned by tradesmen and the pricing. And it's and one great point you made is that most people watching this have got a career, so they're already professional in their own right. They're already doing great things in their business. But how can you reduce your cost on electricity? I talked about the LED lights. How can you change the ball lever valve so that your management, if there's a leak, reduces? So, I mean, in terms of, I guess the final thing I would say is, would you recommend people to come out and physically see things in person rather than learning from a book
because you do the book thing. You can watch. There might be some stuff you might find that's on YouTube. You've got social media like your stuff, which is fantastic. And this is even if you've got, either if you're going into it more full time or you've got experience, the best thing is to come, which is why I wanted to come up. I was absolutely insistent with myself that I needed to come up today, even though we'd had a coaching session on the phone a couple of months ago. And of course, and like we said, it is quite lonely. And even if you were 40 delegates, yes, you can network and do all those things, but kind of at the stage where I don't need, it's not about doing that. It's about the stuff we talk, practical stuff, the management,
the nitty gritty stuff.
Yeah, the nitty gritty, which is people always forget. You know, the
Yeah.
leaky tap. How do you reduce that bill and not spending an £80 call out?
Yes.
How
Yes.
and that stuff when we've got property for a long time.
Yes.
To make money, real money, you need to do that, and lots of people I feel don't talk about that.
Yeah.
So we covered all that stuff
Yeah.
as well as all the stuff that.
And it's that mindset about it's a business, right?
Yes.
You know, and we forget that because property, we live in one. We don't see investment in properties as a business that, you know, you reduce your cost, you know, you increase your profit, but, you know, we talked about, you know, even marginally increasing your profit when you take over by £10 a room will boost up your, you know, your earnings. So I think seeing it as a property, and it is that mindset thing, but talking, I mean, I've gained loads, you know, just being around you, just talking properties with somebody who change, you know, you automatically learn more because, you know, you're asking questions. I'm thinking, oh yeah, actually I didn't think about it that way. You telling me how you do things. I think it's always everybody benefits in this scenario, you know. So, but listen, thank you very much for making the time to come from Brighton, and I hope we stay in touch, and then, you know, you'll be on the group, and we can some feedback on there.
As a fantastic, really, really good.
Good.
And, yeah, so fantastic.
Good to hear it. Thanks, Paul. Take care.